Hello there, beautiful people. Welcome and welcome back again to my channel. If it's your first time seeing my face, my name is Oyinko and you are most definitely welcome. Now, in this video, I'm going to be sharing how I was able to successfully apply for a UK visa for my mom and my mother-in-law to come visit their grandchild. You guys know that obviously I just had a baby not too long ago because obviously I've documented the whole thing on the channel. And as per Nigerian customs and tradition, it is quite important for the mother of the bride and the mother of the groom to visit the baby and all of that. And that is definitely what I wanted to do. I wanted to preserve this bit of our culture, even though that we are not in Nigeria at the moment. In Yoruba land, it's not called Omugo, but I don't know what it's called in Yoruba land. If you know what it's called, please leave it down in the comment section. So obviously, because I'm in the UK, I needed to apply for a visa for my mom to come and visit because I really had this amazing thing that painted in my mind where I wanted my mom to be in the birthing room with me. I wanted her to be my birth partner with my husband because you're allowed to have two birth partners. So in my birth plan, I really wanted my mom and my husband to be my birth partners. So I had applied for a visa for my mom to come visit and obviously so that she could be my birth partner. It did take a while really, but she eventually got the visa. My mom's application took, I believe, like 3 months, and my mother-in-law's own took literally less than 2 months. But if you go on the uk.gov website, you would see that it usually says that it would take 3 weeks, which is 15 working days. That's what it says. But ever since the Ukraine war happened, guys, it has started taking so long with the applications, and that's something that you need to factor in because I thought that my mom would be here by the time I was giving birth, which is why I included her in the birth plan, but she wasn't here. Also, because I think we applied during summer, I applied for her in June of this year and she didn't get it till August. So it took 3 months and it was so traumatic for me because it was really an added stressor to me at the time. So that's something that you should definitely factor in. And it started even making us so worried because I now started thinking, did I miss out on a step? Did I not do something right? Are they not giving us the visa? Is that why it's taking so long? Even my mom became worried. It just added a lot of self-doubt into the mix and it was not a nice addition to have. So that's something that you should know. If you're applying during the summer and particularly now with this whole Ukraine thing, because they're prioritizing victims of the Ukraine war, the application process is generally a lot slower. It takes anywhere from the 3 weeks that they say it will take to up to 4 months. It might even take up to 4 months. So just be prepared for that. And I would definitely advise you to apply at least 3 months. Let me say 3 months because I don't think you can apply earlier than 3 months, but at least 3 months ahead of the time that you want to travel. So I just want to share how I was able to do this because a few people have left comments on my videos asking how I did it, and even more people have come into my DMs with a few questions here and there. And so, because I am a nice person and I share things, because why? When I slay, we all slay with girls. So I've decided to just share this bit on how you can successfully bring your mom, your dad, your siblings, whoever to come visit you in the UK. But first, let's just give a big thank you to the sponsors of today's video. And this video is kindly sponsored by Amber Student. Now, Amber Student is an accommodation booking platform for students where you can book accommodation from the comfort of your homes and your phones. All you have to do is quite literally log on to the Amber Student accommodation website and search for any accommodation that is close to your school or in the town that your school is going to be in. We all know how challenging migrating to a new country can be, and accommodation should definitely not be one of the issues that you have to deal with when you're first migrating, which is why Amber Student is very dear to me because they solve this fundamental issue of a housing crisis that many students face, especially because obviously as a student you don't have a lot of documents, but Amber literally takes all the hassle away, so you're not going to be asked to provide too many documents. It just makes the process seamless and easy for you. They are located in a variety of countries across Europe, the United Kingdom, United States of America, and Australia. All you have to do is just search by city or university in the search bar, and then the available accommodation in your area would pop up. So I'm just showing you how to do this, and I'm using Coventry as a case study. You can literally sort the accommodation from low to high prices, high to low prices, most recently added. Any way that you think would bring out what you are best looking for, you can definitely search for it. The best part about this really is the fact that they have 247 customer service representatives available to discuss with you and help you sort out any issues that you might be facing. It's a very easy and seamless process, and I really do hope that you enjoy using Amber. You can click the link in my bio and my description box to see more about Amber. Now, let me just give a little disclaimer just so that we are on the same page. I am not an immigration officer. I am not UK.gov website. I do not work with UK.gov. I have no affiliations, people. I'm just sharing my experience because you know how these internet streets can be. Somebody will come and say, I am only sharing how I did it and how I think if you do it, it will work for you. Okay. Now that I've gotten the disclaimers out of the way, let's jump into the gist of the video. Obviously, you guys, when I came to this country, I found out I was pregnant. I told my parents that I was pregnant. I told my husband's parents, everybody was happy. Now the next gist was, how do we transport our parents from Africa down to the UK to come and visit their grandchild? Because I don't know when I'm going to be going to Nigeria just yet, and it's important that they come visit the grandchild, and just be happy because God has blessed them, and I wanted them to be able to enjoy the moment. So then I took it upon myself to find out these things, and so we decided to apply for a visit visa. Let me say this, I applied for a visit visa, people of the Most High, a visit visa. I can't tell you how to apply for other visas because that's not what I did. My mom is a well-traveled person. She has gone to a couple of countries in Europe. So we're talking Italy, we're talking Austria, countries in Europe. She's gone there. And that's because she's a businesswoman. She sells fabric in her shop. She has a shop in Asaba where she sells fabric, Italian shoes and bags, designer bags, jewelry, all of that in that shop. And to do that, she has to travel to these places. So she's traveled to a bunch of countries in Africa, in Europe, in Asia. In Asia, she has been to South Korea, China, a few countries like that. So I wasn't too scared for my mom's application, if I'm being honest, because my mom is well traveled. My mother-in-law, on the other hand, hasn't traveled much. And that's the reason I'm sharing this, because it's literally the same process. I'm just telling you guys this bit of information because it's literally the same process that I used for my well-traveled mom and my grandmother-in-law who isn't well-traveled. Do you understand what I mean? So the fact that you're not well-traveled is not a disadvantage. Do you understand what I mean? Whether you're well-traveled, whether you're not well-traveled, it doesn't matter as long as you do what you're supposed to do. So that is a question I've been getting, and that is why I'm saying this right here. I wanted my parents, my mom to stay 3 months and my mother-in-law to stay 3 months, just so that they could use the opportunity for a vacation in the UK as well. Because as much as my mom is well traveled, she hasn't been to the UK like really, really. She's only been in passing once or twice, not really like to the UK, and my mother-in-law hasn't been at all. So I just felt it was a good opportunity for them to visit their grandchild, visit the UK, do all that good stuff. And yeah, which is why I said three months. Now 3 months is quite long, if we're being honest, because it means that they have to pause their lives wherever they are to come to the UK for 3 months. But that wasn't my decision to make. I just told them what I wanted, which was 3 months, and then they let me know if it worked for them, and thankfully it did. But now the question was, who's going to cook for my dad? How is he going to survive? How will he allow his dearly beloved wife to travel, leaving him for 3 months or more? It took a bit of convincing, but I'm pleased to say that by the grace of the Most High, we were successful. And my dad was like, yeah, whatever. Okay, fine, she can go for 3 months because what? I'm nice and I love you, so fine, you can have my wife. I'm borrowing you her for 3 months. And I'm happy about that because honestly, it made me happy. It's not like I don't want my dad to come over, but my dad can definitely not stay 3 months. His body will not even agree. He say he cannot be staying 3 months in his daughter's house. Maybe he'll stay 1 week and he'll go. But even now, he wasn't ready to come. So, but in the meantime, I wanted my mom to come show me how to do this motherhood business because YouTube was where I was learning the bulk of it, and I just felt it wasn't ideal. Anyways, back to the cocoa of the matter. Most importantly, you need a passport because your passport is what lets you in and out of countries. So you need a passport. My mom's passport had expired. Mother-in-law didn't have a passport at all. What did we do? Because my mom lives in Asaba, she went to the immigration office in Asaba to apply for passports. Normally, guys, international passport is about 20k, thereabouts. I can't really remember the exact figure, but I think it's around 20k. And these people in the immigration office in Asaba told my mom 150,000 naira for a passport renewal. Like, make it make sense. Is it for what? Is it for Gary? Is it for Eba? Is it for beans and dodo? What exactly is the 150k for? It wasn't making sense. What do? We looked around, checked other states because we considered checking Benin, we considered checking Onitsha because obviously those are the places that are close to Asaba, but it wasn't really working out. So she eventually went to Ekiti, and she has family in Ekiti anyway, so it was a good idea for her to visit her family in Ekiti. So we just decided that my mom and my mother-in-law were going to renew their passports in Ekiti, and we paid still more than 20k. I'm not going to lie to you, it was still more than the recommended retail price of a passport, but it was quick. And you know how getting a passport can be a Herculean task in Nigeria. Because we did what we needed to do, then she got the passport. They both got the passport in about a week. Like my mom, before she finished visiting everybody that she wanted to visit in the kitty, the passport was out, and she took her passport and went back to Asaba. And it did not even cost us 150k. This whole gist that I just told you cost us well under 150k. After we got the passport, then the next step was to apply for the visa. So I applied for the visa for her online. I'm actually the one that applied for both my mom and my mother-in-law, which is why I feel like I'm in a good position to tell you these things, because I'm the one that did the application myself. Now, when you go onto the gov.uk website, you will have the application form. Please, this application form is public knowledge. It's not anything that you need to be paying anybody for. It's public knowledge. And that's why I'm sharing it with you, because I want you guys to be able to do it yourselves. You don't need to be paying people for, oh, help me get Mba. You can do it yourself, DIY. All right, go to the gov.uk website and just apply for a visit visa. There are important things that you need to look out for in the visit visa. They'll ask you a bunch of questions. Now, one popular question that people have come into my DMs to ask me is, oh, my mom is a businesswoman. She doesn't have a fixed amount of money that she earns monthly. What should I write as her income? Is that going to be a problem? My mom is a businesswoman. My mother-in-law is a businesswoman. Neither of them have fixed sources of, like, fixed amount of income that they're earning, because obviously you know how business goes. Today you make 2,000, tomorrow you make 5,000, next tomorrow you make 1 million. It's not constant, and everybody in the world knows that that's the way business goes. It's not constant. So what do you do? On an average, how much do you make? It's not that difficult. On an average, if you make 5 naira, write 5 naira. It doesn't have to be exact. Just hazard a guess for the average. How much is it? 5k. Write 5k. That's how much you earn. Simple. Capiche. Period. That's it. Still on the application form, they'll ask you again, have you been rejected visa to any other country in the world? Please, my dear brethren, if you have been rejected, write it. My mom, for example, had been rejected a US visa. And this was when we were about 15, when I was about 15 or so. We wanted to go to the US for a family vacation. And my mom had previously applied for a US visa that she was granted to attend a conference I think it was in Vegas that the conference was, but she couldn't go for that conference because my younger sister was sick at the time. She had to take care of my sister. So she ended up using the visa for something completely different from the conference which she applied for. And when we applied for the next visa the subsequent year, then they noticed that she used the visa, but she didn't use it for what she applied for. And then because of that, they rejected us the visa, which was me included. They rejected us the visa. And obviously, we had to apply again. But this time when we were applying, we put in supporting documents to show that the reason why she couldn't go was because my sister was ill. So we got hospital records to prove that she was ill, and we were granted subsequent visas. But the point of this gist is, in that application form, they asked, have you been rejected any visa before? If yes, why? we write it. She was rejected an American visa. We wrote the reason and we just said it like she was granted subsequent visas, period. You don't have to lie. Because again, they don't check everybody's application. That's the truth of the matter. But what if it's your own that they don't check and you've lied? Let's say you were rejected a Schengen visa. You went to go and lie. And for whatever reason, they decided to check your own and they found out that you lied. Do you honestly think you're going to get a visa? Ask yourself that question and answer the question by yourself. You already know the answer, you're not going to get it. So don't lie. That's just the long and short of it. If you've been rejected a visa, just simply say it. I've been rejected a visa. They'll ask you why. Say the reason why you were rejected. For me, when I was applying for my visit visa to come and write my PLAB 1 exam, you guys would have seen that video on the channel. I've been rejected visa before now. I just told you guys I've been rejected a US visa. I even one time when I was in uni, I wanted to go to Rome and I was rejected the Italian visa. Why? I wrote the reason there because they were not convinced that the reason for our travel was genuine. We're traveling for a conference then in Rome, and the Italian consulate wasn't convinced. But after we got supporting documents to prove the reason for our travel, I reapplied and I was granted the visa. I just explained, don't lie, okay? Don't lie. If you have criminal records, obviously I don't have any experience on criminal records, but I believe that if you have criminal records as well, because they're going to ask, don't lie. Just say it. It will now be left to them to decide whether they want to give you the visa or not, regardless of your criminal records. But the point is, be as plain and open as can be. Another point is you obviously have to be legally resident in the UK to even think of inviting anybody over. Because if you're not legally resident, excuse you, how do you want to invite somebody? What you end up doing is casting yourself. You just go and cast yourself to home office that you are illegally staying in the UK. So please, if you're not legally resident, don't apply for anybody. Okay? Just be minding your business and be on your lane as like that and be going. Don't apply for anybody to come and visit you because you're not even supposed to be here in the first place. Great. So I think those are the bits that people asked me about in terms of the application form itself. Another thing that people were asking is, oh, my mom's account is not arranged, because somebody sent me a DM on Instagram saying, oh, my mom's account is not arranged. She doesn't have like large chunks of money leave her account and large chunks come into the account. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether the account is arranged or not. If large chunks leave and large chunks come, just explain the large chunks that are leaving and the large chunks that are coming. Again, if she's a businesswoman, it's definitely expected that large chunks are going to leave and large chunks are going to come. So just write it there for purchase of this and this, for payment of this and this. It's not that deep. Now, what are the documents that you need to add? After you finish filling the form on the gov.uk website, then they will take you to another page where you need to add on your supporting documents. So for me, the documents that I attached for my mom were the bank statements. So her bank statements to prove that she has some money, regardless of whether whoever that you're inviting is going to be financing the trip themselves or not, you still need to attach the bank statement. It's very important because this is another question that somebody asked me. Oh, I'm going to be financing my uncle's trip. Do I still need to attach my uncle's bank statement? Yes, you need to attach it. Whether you are financing, whether you're not financing, as long as the applicant, that's the applicant, you must attach the bank statement. Then if you are now financing, obviously you must attach your own bank statement. As a rule of thumb, I would just say that if you are financing, try to have at least, let's say your monthly expenditure from your bank statement shows that it's around £2,000 a month, let's say. Try to have at least 1.5 extra for that person that you're saying that you're financing for. So if your monthly expenditure is 2,000, try to have like 3.5 thereabouts in your account that you say that this is what you're using to bring this person over. Okay. Then there are other things that you would attach. So for me now, we attached the reason why she was coming. I wrote a cover letter like, oh, my mom, I'm pregnant. My mom is coming to visit me and her grandchild. And then I attached an ultrasound report from the hospital where I had my antenatal clinic appointment. I also attached a MAT B1 form. If you don't live in the UK, you may not know what a MAT B1 form is, but a MAT B1 form is the form that you get from your doctor or your midwife showing that, stating that you are indeed pregnant and you're not lying. Do you understand? Or that this is the expected date of delivery of your pregnancy. So it's just a form that you says all the information regarding the pregnancy. I attached that to the application to prove that indeed I was pregnant and my expected date of delivery was so. And obviously it worked, right? Because guess who's in the UK? My mom. Anyways, another thing that I attached was proof of relationship. So because she's coming to visit me and I've said that she's my mom, I attached a birth certificate that shows my legal name and her legal name to show that this is my mother, na she born me, Namibia Pekin, just to prove relationship. I also attached my BRP because again I'm a legal resident in the UK, and that card is what shows that you are a legal resident in the country. So I just attached it to the application. Please, my dear brethren, be careful of word choice when you're writing this letter. Notice how I applied for a visit visa, and notice how I said visit. I want her to come and visit. I'm stressing that word because some of you will go and write, oh, I want her to come and help me to take care of my child. My dear, that's not the meaning of a visit visa. That's considered work. And if you want her to come and work, then you should apply for the appropriate visa. Just if you want her to visit, then write visit. That's the only way you're going to get the visa. If you go and write work, then you are saying a completely different thing, and you cannot work on a visit visa. So you're already breaking the terms of that visa even before you have been given the visa. So it just goes to show that you will most probably not get the visa. Is it making sense? I hope it's making sense. But yeah, that is definitely something that I should point out to you. Please don't say that you want her to come and help you care for your child. She's not a carer. If you want her to come and help you care for your child, then apply for the appropriate visa and pay her wages if she's going to be working. Do you understand? That's the way it works in this country. So please, if you want her to visit, then just write visit. Okay. Then also, I attach my pay slips to show that this is where I'm working, this is how much I'm earning, and all of that to the application, because do you understand what I mean? Because I attach my bank statement as well. Then you need to also attach proof of address. In this country, the things that qualify for proof of address, your bank statement, it can be a proof of address. You can also attach your utility bills, so your water bill, your electricity bill, your council tax bill, or a letter from the GP to prove that indeed this is where you are living and that she is going to come and stay with you at this property. Do you understand what I mean? Okay, in your letter to, you obviously say she's going to stay with me at this property, put your address there and say, please see attached my proof of address as well in the cover letter. I hope that it makes sense to you. So yeah, I think I've gone through everything in terms of documents that you need to attach. Okay, just a bonus tip, because obviously you cannot have too much documents. It's better for you to have too much documents than for you to not have enough documents. So because of that, I would say that if you have anything that proves ties to her home country, so that the home office can be further convinced that she's not going to run away when she gets here. So for example, things like if she has land, the C of O of the landed property, or if she's a student ID card, or maybe her school fees receipts that she has paid for the school fees, or if she has a business, maybe registration of the business, corporate affairs registration documents of the business, something that proves that when she has applied for the visa, she's going to come back. This is particularly important if it's a virgin passport. If the passport doesn't have any visa on it, or the person has never traveled, this is a really important thing that you should add, I believe. So yeah, I think I've run through everything that I think would be important to your application. Obviously, it's personal to you. If you think you are going to visit your husband and you want to attach marriage pictures to show that you guys are indeed married, all the better. You can attach that. Anything that you think would work in favor of your application, please do. But just be mindful of language. If you want to visit, please write visit. If you're working, then write work. But if you're visiting, please write visit. Just be very mindful of these things when you are applying for your visa. So yeah, I think I've gone through the bulk of the questions that most people ask me. if you think you have any question that I have not answered, please leave it down in the comment section and I'll try to answer it as soon as I can. But other than that, I think I've gone through the bulk of everything that you need to do with respect to visa application. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to give the video a massive thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down below to join this family and share this video with everyone who cares to watch it. And without further ado, I'm going to peace out now. Bye!